Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration, titled Celebrate Happy, officially kicked off on May 16th, 2025. And while the listed entertainment offerings are largely returning favorites from prior celebrations, there was one brand new addition that Disney is calling a quote, interactive experience that had an absolutely overwhelming response from fans. Let's talk about the key to Disneyland experience and the response that saw fans lining up back to the entrance of the park, all for this particular aspect of the 70th anniversary of the happiest place on Earth, here on That Park Place. This story is going to require just a little bit of setup, and it's worth it, but it's going to require a little bit of setup. So stick with me, folks, because this is unlike any story maybe we've covered before. As you know, Disneyland's 70th anniversary just was unveiled last Friday, and with its entertainment offerings like World of Color Happiness, the new tapestry projection shows that you can find on the exterior of Carthay Circle over there at Disney California Adventure, and It's a Small World facade over there at Disneyland, Wondrous Journeys, Paint the Night. A lot of festivities kicked off with the launch of the 70th anniversary. But there was one thing that had everybody just go crazy for. It wasn't any of the entertainment offerings. It wasn't any of the new attractions, which technically haven't arrived, that being the Walt Audio-Animatronic, that's been delayed till July 17th. It was a certain merchandise item. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. From Disneyland News Today, here we go. First look at the key to Disneyland interactive experience with trading pins for the 70th anniversary. This by Gretchen McDermott. As part of the preview for all of the new Disneyland 70th anniversary activities, cast members provided a glimpse at the physical key that will be part of the new Key to Disneyland interactive experience. And you can see that right there. Okay, so to break this down for folks, they're selling a key that you can see right there, that plastic Fisher-Price looking thing right there. In this key hides a pin, one of 9 pins. And those pins represent each of the 9 lands of Disneyland. And to unlock that pin, which is a mystery, by the way, you must buy this key and then go around to every single land of Disneyland where there are keyholes that you put this key into, and lighting effect actually, maybe some bubbles light off, and there's some effects that go along with that. And then you've unlocked that section of the 9 different places that you have to go to unlock the pin inside. And only after you've gone to all 9 keyholes around the park and stuck your key in them, do you have that compartment open and the pin that you actually receive is finally revealed. Okay. Does everybody understand this? Because
okay. That's weird. I'm just gonna say that is the most bizarre blind box that I have ever heard of. Okay, keep going.
Okay, all right. And you can actually see what this actually looks like in progress. Now, this key right here, by itself, I think it plays Walt's opening day speech, and it's got some light ups and so forth right there. And you can see how it interacts with the keyhole right there. You have bubbles forming, and there are 9 of those stations dotted all around Disneyland. Okay, that's what's going on. That's what's happening now. People went absolutely wild. This is the Emporium, a view of it on the day that these keys actually broke out. It is absolutely wild. Let's see if I can get actually some audio here from one of these TikTok videos that somebody posted about what was happening in the Emporium itself. Let's see here.
Merch drops before. Did you get this key? I've never seen it like this. This is insane. But I did get my key, so now I got to check out, and I'm going to try to get the pin, too. So this was a line just to get into the Emporium this morning. I've seen a long line, but this is like crazy.
Now, let's examine that line a little bit closer right here, because that line, that line for the Emporium stretched all the way, as you can see right here, it stretched all the way to the very front of the park. Not just the front of Main Street. Oh, no. All the way back to the turnstiles. Okay, so this is a Friday in which this kicked off last Friday, to be precise. This was a higher price day for those actually paying into it per day. Annual pass holders booked out this day weeks in advance in order to get access to this day, because remember they had the reservation period, the reservation system to deal with. And this line to buy this key went all the way to the entrance turnstiles of Disneyland Park. This is absolutely wild. Jonas, your initial reaction to this, and then we'll go ahead and proceed with the story.
It's not worth it, guys. It is absolutely not worth it. Okay, so this is blind unboxings for adults, and I really don't like the idea of that kind of thing for grown-ups, or if this is for kids. I guess it should be for kids. This is
it should be
kind of peak Disney adult kind of thing, but at that price point, yikes! They need to have a price point for getting them all. I'm hearing some indications that these have already been hacked, by the way. So it's probably NFC technology. What do you already know, Vash?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into that. What if I told you that each one of these keys was $60 a piece, and the hope to get all 9 of those pins? Well, do the math, guys. It's somewhere around $540. Now, here's the thing, folks. You don't know what pin you're going to get unless you go around the park and stick this key into every one of the keyholes around there. And it's a mystery of the pin you're actually going to receive. Now, they did allow for pin trading, so that hopefully, if you bought multiple keys and maybe 2 of them were the same or any variation like that, you can actually trade that out. And people were actually selling them in the Esplanade, the area between Disney California Adventure and Disneyland, which shouldn't be allowed, but they were, according to reports from Marty Snyder, that is. And you can see the Emporium right there. It is absolutely wild. People were selling these, in the hopes of maybe turning profit that way. Keys have also gone on eBay. Now they're over $100, and that's without the pin in many cases right there. And that's the thing. I think Jonas actually alluded to that. There is a way to bypass the whole going to each land thing and open kind of the pin compartment. It's a secret way. I won't be revealing it here. And I don't want to encourage any behavior, but if you look at how these are packaged, well, that creates a different set of problems right there, as one could probably imagine in their heads. Merchandise, I just want to say, you might want to have these behind the counter from here on, because this is a high-priced item. But that wasn't the only part of the story, you see, because that's just the line to buy them. What about the line to actually use them? Here you go. This is the... this is at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The the keyhole available in that specific land right there, and you can see how long you might be waiting for each of the 9 different stations that you have to go to unlock the pin inside. Culture.
Can you even imagine? I'm sorry. Can you even imagine if you're one of the people who's supposed to be pretending that this is Star Wars land and having to answer the thing about the keyholes?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what's the Star Wars equivalent to Fisher Price? Help me out here, Lorne. Where are you? Culture. Your thoughts on all of this? $60 a piece. Is this worth it? Hey, maybe I'm looking at this all wrong right here. I don't really think that I would go for it, but would you?
The infantilization of the adults that support Disney is disgusting to me. This is that combined with rampant consumerism and sheer ridiculousness of Chinese junk that Disney is willing to just push on everybody that stands in line for this. $540 worth of keys absent any other fees is ridiculous. There's nothing in this world that is this valuable. But I tell you what, to the company that made these NFC garbage receptors here, congratulations. You got a great contract.
They're going to do it again.
Yeah, this garbage will continue, because once Disney has something that's grossly effective at, getting people to pay for garbage, they just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel bad. If you were to game the system, I mean, I get it. There's going to be people that are going to do that, but anything from Disney can be exploited rather easily. I imagine this will be exploited 3 ways to Sunday, and I think people will be able to extract their keys from wherever. This is just dumb, and I really hope people don't invest money in it. There won't be any value in these down the road. Believe me, I know. I've bought into the idea that the Main Street Electrical Parade was glowing away forever, and I could own a light bulb. Now, mind you, that was back in the late 80s, early 90s. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember the collectible nature of all of the things that AT&T sponsored for the Indiana Jones attraction. I remember all these things. Ultimately, they end up being valueless and hold a place in a museum somewhere, and they add nothing to your life. So,
yep. There are things in this world that if you think they're one of a kind, I hope you enjoy that. But especially when it's merch, you need to have it and enjoy it in a way that you don't mind if the guy next to you also gets one.
Yeah, it's just I look at something like this and I'm not really a fan. Now, for those that are, great. You go ahead and you do what you want with your money, and this is a very, very successful enterprise for the Walt Disney Company at a time they need it most, and especially for Disneyland. That isn't like the massive revenue driver. Let's say Walt Disney World is. All good points there, but I like culture set, the blatant consumerism and the the attachment to the Disney brand, nostalgia, Disneyland, all of that. I don't know. I don't know if I would have wrapped it up in this way. I do think the Magic Band interactive stations around the park are actually pretty decent, pretty good. But I don't know, this mystery box idea, this interactive experience, a scavenger hunt kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just something about it just doesn't feel right. But that's maybe just me. Didn't Topps trading cards get sued for gambling trying the same thing? Perhaps, maybe. This is definitely kind of the mystery box aspect of it, and Disney's done stuff like this before, like with Vinylmations. Do you remember Vinylmations culture back in the day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they were huge, and now they're worth bupkis.
Yeah. Yep. So, they've done stuff like this before, maybe not in this implementation or way, especially with new technologies, but I don't know. People go really crazy for this stuff. And I think it was Erica who actually likened this to like the wands at Harry Potter. And I would say that's probably what it's most like, although there is like a pin aspect to this and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit different. Maybe not as compelling as a one, in my view, and especially, for when you have just these keys lying around that nobody wants and are kind of ugly, in my opinion. Not as great, but that's just me. Serenity Bison with another $10. Thank you so much. Grey Wolf Lodge does the same thing with a Wizard Quest. You have your selection of add-ons, but it was a money grab to buy extras for your wand. As a clan, it was a letdown.
Oh.
That's sad to see. Right there, but
Grey Wolf Lodge is cool. If you've ever been to one, they're really neat. So
they're really cool. And that wasn't the only time that Disney stole from the Great Wolf Lodge. The magic bands themselves and all of that, and the access that they provide, well, they were maybe inspired by them as well.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.